All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We have had ourselves a bit of a break, but we're getting ready to get into the second set of the Demacia Cup Round 16. Yeah, here we go, Souldra. It's going to be the one everyone's been waiting for, Invictus Gaming, who came off a hot 2-0, by the way, for those of you who didn't watch the results of NEST. Sorry, spoiler alert. And they're going to be taking on StarHorn World Club, so it's just like an LPL match. Here we go, pick some bands, starting up, no nonsense.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, this is a really interesting set because it does illuminate the general consensus among Chinese LPL experts is that EDG, Edward Gaming, and OMG, the two teams at the top of the table, are going to meet the Season 4 World Championships, are going to qualify. Now, the real question is who that third team is going to be. People have said IG, people have said Invictus Gaming, people have said StarHorn World Club, people have claimed that World Elite will once again regain its form and make the Season 4 World Championships, but the fact of the matter is that no one really knows. So besides this being a matchup for, you know, a really good, a solid LPL professional league matchup that is for, you know, that is for a spot in the next round of the Demacia Cup, this might be a preview of things to come, you know. I'm very confident that we will see these teams at the Chinese regionals duking it out for that final spot, if not for the second spot of the Chinese delegation to the Season 4 World Championships. So, really, this game does signify a lot and should hold our... Yeah, it is a really big preview
for that. Now you can see that they're very specific bands coming out of Invictus. The Fizz looks weird, and then you remember, oh yeah, didn't Corner Cola play that recently? And yeah, then they had to take away Insect's champions as well. Rengar and Lee Sin both taken away. Whereas everything else has been focused pretty much on the mid lane, and that's sort of a futile effort against somebody that has a chance as big as the Tide.
Yeah, and you know, Invictus Gaming is coming off a 1-1 split in the LPL with Team World Elite. You know, in fact, both of those games... Yeah, I know.
Okay, then take a bite out of it.
In fact, both of those games were actually quite dominating by both teams. StarHorn World Club actually pulled a surprise 2-0 over OMG. You know, and one of those games featured a really controversial bug that has stirred up some discussion because there was a ward in the Baron pit, and that was not spotted out by a pink ward that clearly should have, you know, detected that a green trinket had been placed there. So had the pink ward spotted that ward out, then OMG would not have made some certain decisions. But StarHorn World Club did 2-0 OMG, which is an achievement in itself. But it doesn't look like Youngsu is going to play that Maokai, which he has so desperately wanted to pick in the past few weeks. But a lot of teams haven't been giving it to him. So let's see how Youngsu does with this new, really popular pick in the LPL.
Cola is going to play Gragas this time. We'll see how that matchup shakes out. Kind of like, they're both a really similar champion. They're both melee that have some ranged abilities. They both tend to like these brawly style fights. And do you think this means that the 1v1 is going to happen in the top lane, or they go for a swap somewhere? Uzi, you know he loves to take the 2v2. He's very confident in his ability to play it out.
I do believe both teams will be very confident in going to this 2v2. You know, Maokai and Gragas, despite the fact I think both champions do well, it is a skill matchup. I've seen both Maokai and Gragas win that particular lane. However, you know, both of these teams are doing very well. You do have to wonder, however, if you're a member of StarHorn World Club, whether you want to try to neutralize Illusion. Now, the story about Illusion is that, you know, he's been a very good player. He's been actually quite good for the past 2 weeks. You know, his jungle pathing has been insane. He started playing a lot of Skarner in the past before Skarner got nerfed in this patch. And now he's playing a lot of Lee Sin, he's playing Evelyn. So, because of how good Illusion has been playing, you really do have to wonder if you want to 2v1. Because if you do 2v1, you essentially take the enemy jungler out of the game. Because the enemy jungler becomes extremely predictable. Because there's really only 1 or 2 paths that the jungler can go through in the lane swap situation.
Yeah, and now looking at the way they want to round out the rest of their composition, looks like it's going to be a mid lane rise for Zatai. Does give a couple of options on the table, but they finally lock it in. Kid on Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw Braum is kind of an awkward lane, but I feel like it's very useful in the later stages of the game.
Yeah, I mean, Kog'Maw Braum is a fairly strong lane. I mean, it's another lane bully lane, but you know, it's still not as strong as 4.11 Lucian and Thresh. So again, you and I talked a lot about how 300 from Vici Gaming S, the team that unfortunately lost our first set of the evening, sorry, was a god on Thresh.
Depends on where you are. It's morning in some places. There was a bit of a delay.
But Zero is a real god on that champion. Zero's Thresh is really, really quite good. And now it's apparent that, I mean, it looks like the members of StarHorn Row Club want to go for this Wombo combo. There's a little bit of awkwardness because of the fact that Gragas and Oriana as champ. Oh, it looks like they left champ select for some reason.
Yeah, had some.
I suspect that there will be a remake. Yeah, there have been problems. I suspect that there will be a remake, but
I imagine this is the exact same picks as they had just lost.
It's just going to be a normal draft, right?
Yeah, so this should be the exact same champions picked in the same comp. We'll just have to take a bit of a break for it.
Right, and so as I was saying before, the synergy between the explosive casket and the command shockwave does become a little bit awkward, but you know. Obviously, the composition does have a lot of versatility. You can split push, you can team fight correctly, you can create picks with the explosive cast and the Gragas follow-up. You know, Lucian's a very good duelist, so really there is a lot of, and there's cash potential with Zero's, you know, God knows that Zero's an excellent Thresh player. So there is a lot of versatility on the side of StarHorn Row Club, whereas on the side of Invictus Gaming, it really is about the team fights. When you lock in that Maokai, it really is about zoning around Dragon, zoning around Baron, making sure that you can cleanly take objectives and then, if need be, peel off of those areas in order to rotate either to turrets or to enemy champions and try to burst down the enemy as quickly as you can. So StarHorn Row Club, obviously a lot more focused in what they have to do. And when we see this, oh my goodness, they're actually remaking the draft. Oh, no, they're not.
No, otherwise we wouldn't probably see the bans that they did.
Yeah.
I love how IG does the exact same, does really similar bans. No, they do the exact same bans. They do the exact same bans, and StarHorn's like, Graves, Nasus, Singed, okay.
Singed.
No Singe this game, but yeah, same picks.
Yeah. Again, there is a lot of team fight and pick potential coming out. It's really about Illusion scouting out early and then having the Maokai lock up or the Rise lock up or the Braum on. You know, Braum is, you know, for the past few weeks, Braum has been Kitty's best champion, or the Braum stun. Right, and you want to basically demand fights. You want to demand team fights with this team composition.
Curiously,
you want to
Yasuo wasn't banned in that initial ban phase. You'd have thought that Zatai might have gone for that pickup.
Rise is good against Yasuo. Well, you're talking about the other way around? I think that, yeah, first of all, the knockup potential isn't great on the side of Invictus Gaming. Also, Oriana does do well against Yasuo, or at least goes even in lane. And when you pick a Yasuo, you usually want to counter some kind of one of those champions, like a Xerath, like a Ziggs, like a Lux, something of that ilk, a caster, a mage.
Well,
so
in general, Zatai just looked generally strong on that, and I feel like there's enough squishy targets for that to justify. But I guess they didn't want to go for it, and they were picking blind into that mid, as in the initial picks, Oriana was the last one locked in.
Yeah, so again, it's really is team fighting versus the I was about to say the versatility of StarHorn Royal Club. No, the versatility of StarHorn Royal Club. You know, and I think the big matchup is going to be in the mid lane, the Rise and Oriana matchup. Zatai on Rise, Korn on Oriana, and Oriana is actually one of the champions that I think Korn does very well with. Apparently, you know, people have been telling me in the games that I've missed, particularly in the last two games, that Korn has been playing particularly well in Fizz. You know, and I could hardly believe my ears, but Korn's Oriana has always been quite good. Now, the Rise and Oriana matchup, that's a relatively even matchup. Obviously, if you're the Oriana, if you are Korn, you want to be putting pressure on lane and trying to zone Zatai away from creeps, but I think Zatai is good enough that he will probably remain even in CS and even in power until the first dragon fight. The other really big thing is that because of how strong, you know, StarHorn Royal Club's lanes are, they really have the advantage for that first and or second dragons. But like I said before, if you get one source of crowd control, whether it's a Rune Prism, whether it's Kitty's using Winter's Bite, whether it's the Maokai lockup, then we might see the tides heavily turn in Invictus Gaming's favor, just because they have such a high ability to demand team fights in the early to mid game. So I'm really excited for this, and I think that the team compositions are, promise a really, really solid match.
Right, and when you look at it, you mentioned the Maokai sustain he has. Do you think that Invictus goes for the lane swap in this situation? Because Kog'Maw usually says late game.
Yeah. No, but then, again, the Kog'Maw Braum lane is relatively strong. Additionally, when you have the Evelynn, you want your Evelynn pick, you want Illusion to be roaming around the map. And putting yourself in a lane swap automatically inhibits Illusion's ability to be a playmaker in the early game, which is what you don't want. You want Illusion to be as effective as possible, especially since in the past few weeks he has been playing relatively well. So I think that the lane swap is not the answer here. They do want to go for the standard 1v1s and the 2v2 dual lanes at the bottom lane, and they want to have Illusion being as effective as he can. And I think it's relatively possible. Again, in the top lane, we have the Maokai. That's a source of free crowd control. Zatai has the Rune Prism, another source of free crowd control. There's a Winter's Bite potential. There's a Winter's Bite lockup potential in the bottom lane. So Illusion has a lot of choices right here, and I'm interested to see where he will go and what he will do if he gets vision of the enemy jungler.
Yeah, see what they do going out the gates. But here we go, the game everyone has been waiting for, Invictus Gaming taking on StarHorn Royal Club. It is not the LPL, though. This is the Demacia Cup, and there can only be one winner at the end of the day. Who's it going to be, taking on Energy Pacemaker and the round of 8? We'll have to see. Here they go out the gates.
Yeah, and it looks like a standard fan. Illusion actually caught vision of, I think, 2 members of StarHorn Royal Club. So the members of SHRC relatively know where the members of IG are, and vice versa. But I think I was right. It looks like we will see the standard 1v1 and 1v1 in the top lane and 2v2 in the bottom lane.
Yep, I think that's going to be the normal situation. Of course, everyone wanting to not take any chances. Line of scrimmage is initiated by IG. And yeah, this doesn't look like anything too unusual. Both these teams know each other very, very well. I don't think they can get away with any shenanigans.
Yeah, interesting that Tai actually decides to take Flash Ghost. I mean, it is a popular summoner spell combination on that champion, on the Mage Ascendant. Oh, that's actually Xerath, right? My bad. But you would,
he's having a good time.
Yeah, dude. You would think that he's laughing at me, dude.
That is one of the worst dances in the game.
The hop step.
So lazy.
It looks kind of like a 2-step, but then it's just he's doing it very lazily. But you would think that given Satai's attitude of the game, we actually are going to see a lane swap. Good call. Yeah,
well,
so
this might weak. UZI and Zero have a very, very strong early one. And after one, you got to worry for Kid just a little bit. Yeah, Kiddy's strong, but Kog'Maw doesn't hit stride until later, so they wait till the very last second to initiate the lane swap.
Oh, and it was really good that they waited to the last second, because Cola actually wasted a lot of time in lane. That was actually fairly well played. I guess now the issue is that if you give up the early Dragon control to a team like StarHorn Royal Club, they've shown in recent weeks, actually in the past 2 weeks more specifically, that they've been able to, snowball leads off of, StarHorn Royal Club is a team that does not know what to do from behind, but when they are ahead, then they do play very analytically and very logically. And I'm going to finish the thing. What I wanted to say before we saw the dance, the one hop step coming out from Zatai, is that you would think that given Zatai's nature that he would take the ignite or the teleport, but it looks like he will go for just a defensive summoner this time, or offensive, depending on how you're going to use it. But it looks like we will see the standard lane switch.
Yeah, as everything gets settled into it. You do gotta wonder though. You mentioned you brought up a really interesting point, a really good point.
Oh my goodness!
This completely okay. We'll talk about it later because the Tai's getting triple teamed. Illusion comes to help. Youngsu is around the backside. They get the Rune Prison up. Insect's going low actually.
Oh,
those tower shots. He's level 1. This is not good. StarHorn, they cannot stay in that one. But
that might actually
just gonna
drag
say,
control.
Illusion isn't going to be able to do anything in the early game if he's stuck jungle buddying. But that's apparently not the case because StarHorn tried to make an early play in mid and were thwarted.
Yeah, in my honest opinion, StarHorn should have been able to do more with that because Kitty should be roaming down as well. You can see what Zero's doing. He's going into the enemy jungle, actively looking for that elephant. Sorry, not elephant. He's actively looking for the Evelyn. Please don't get mad at me, Evelyn Chan. And he's actively looking for the double jungle pair, right? While Kitty's, all he's doing is he's sticking in lane and maybe trying to. Now he's roaming around, but you know what I've always said that Kitty's has a weird penchant for staying in lane, and it's really just not a great habit. But I'm happy to see him this time roaming around and trying to make plays around the map, and it looks like Zero might get caught out.
Yep.
Zero's gonna die.
He's got a flash. He's not using it. There he goes. Okay, Illusion gonna follow him up anyways. Hook in. There's the ball, saving him. Illusion. He might go down. Ignited, and that actually is gonna be the first blood going over to Zero, picking himself up the double buff transfer, and it gets completed. Zatai with the buff transfer. However, Kitty's falls down on the backside to Uzi. Better trade still for StarHorn, but Zatai's got double buffs to show for it.
Yeah, the double buffs are really big on a rise. They're actually, you know, they're almost lane changing. Unfortunately for Youngsu, he wasn't able to push the lane entirely. Like what he wasn't able to push the lane up into the turret. But it looks like it is pushing in StarHorn World Club's favor. So and he might die here.
And
nice
yeah,
flash.
He's twisted advance to untargetable for just a second. That's a really nice defensive use of that. You don't normally see that from Maokai players.
Yeah, it looks like Braum is going to go, Kitty's Braum is going to head into the bottom lane. So now we're in a really weird position because obviously, you know, if you're Illusion, I think you mainly want to be making plays in the middle lane. But given, you know, your track record, you don't know if that's such a good idea. Honestly, Zatai probably doesn't need that much more help. Like, this dude, he already has his Catalyst the Protector. He's feeling very strong with those double buffs. I mean, he can solo Korn anytime right now. Additionally, Korn... Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, the Korn doesn't have his Ignite on, which means that he has basically no kill pressure, while Zatai has the double buffs. Is very strong right now. Just, you know, the CS doesn't matter because he was able to grab the kill and the double buffs. Anyways, yeah. So it looks like Kitty's is going to help Youngsu farm this lane. That's really standard. You know, you don't want especially a champion like Maokai, you don't want him to get caught out, and Kid has shown to be able to fend for himself, even though Gragas does have some nasty level 1 potential, nasty all-in potential, even at the early levels, so Kid definitely has to be careful. Yeah, and the ward coverage of that side of the map is not very good either. It looks like Insect might actually be coming in soon. This could be really dire. We might see this gank happen in like 10 or 20 seconds.
Yeah, Zero coming to the rescue for Uzi. Youngsu and Kitties are both there, but they don't have kill potential. And yeah, they got to be careful on the top though. Insect might only be 4, but still, it's getting pinged out. They want to try and take a pick onto Kid just because he has been completely uncontested this game. Whoa, the fight starts in the bot though. Youngsu going low. It's Kitties. He's trying to tank it all, but he doesn't have a chance. Buys enough time for Illusion. Zero now the target of focus. Uzi is dealing all the damage out. They might not get anything for this. There's the play back. Illusion's going down. Wow, Uzi gets the flash forward and gets the kill, and that is going to be everything going over to StarHorn Royal Club. A double kill comes out for Uzi. They pick up 3 so far, and that is 4-0 on Uzi. We don't need the 2v2.
You know, Kitties didn't have any offensive summoners right then. He had already burned the Ignite in a previous fight when he was trying to get the kill onto Korn, when he flashed over and incidentally died at the same time.
Yeah,
so
the Dragon picked up too now. This is
really
nice.
Just not a smart move from the members of Invictus Gaming to go in onto the bottom lane. Not only did Zero outplay them completely, and not only did UZI and Zero outplay them completely because Zero was able to kite with his fly on Thresh, and UZI popped heal very early in order to ensure that movement speed. But I mean, now you have 4 kills on UZI in addition to the Dragon Gold you just got. So UZI is now up on experience and gold. This guy's a monster right now. He's almost done with his Infinity Edge, and he did buy some extra sustain as well. The extra sustain does mean that Zero will be able to roam even more. We all know how dangerous he is on that Thresh. Just a disaster for Invictus Gaming right now. Already 2,000 gold down, nearly 3,000 gold down to this StarHorn World Club team. We already know that SHRC is good at playing one ahead, and they are very ahead right now.
Yeah, they lane swap really backfired on Invictus, and they were just trying to spare Kid from having to deal with Uzi, but he still picked up 4 kills anyways. He's going to get himself a pretty quick eye edge if this game continues the pace it's going to tie. He's happily farming away in the mid, but everybody else on IG, they've got to be a little bit worried right now.
I mean, they have to be very, very worried. You know, for as much flack as we've given, as I personally have given UZI over the past few months, he's still a top-tier AD carry. And you know, people might not have saw that, but then UZI and Zero both positioned really well because UZI used Relentless Pursuit to bear after the Maokai initiate to barely stay out of the radius of their damage. And I mean, Zero was kiting extremely well as well. Was cutting extremely efficiently as well. So just really nice, really nice plays coming from 2 famous players at their respective roles.
And he's shown why he is so respected at that. If anything, this lane swap may not have really been a strategical move, just more respecting that 2v2 as being incredibly strong. I'm surprised they gave over the lifesteal lane. You'd think IG would have been a little smarter in the picks on that.
Honestly. And in addition, UZI was able to effectively zone creeps from Youngsu, so Youngsu had to go do his golems, right? And now they get another turret. That's the first turret of the game. Now this 4-0 with a dragoned up UZI can go and roam and potentially make plays all around the map, probably towards the mid lane turret. I mean,
still looking at second tier bot.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been able to take a bite out of that already. Uzi completely uncontested in this.
Yeah. Kitties.
The hook comes in. The box is popped. They've got in second. They're looking for Kitties. He's in the sights, and he could go down. That's the Cataclysm to finish him off, and they get themselves a nice pair of 2 kills. Uzi picking up his 5th, and they are going to be able to shove this turret if they want it. Big plays from StarHorn.
Sorry, what's your timer in game?
About 10.5 minutes in an illusion. He's in a little bit of trouble now. Insect diving in on this one. Uzi. Oh, it's dangerous. He goes down.
Okay, sorry. I was actually watching the Twitch stream, so my bad. But then UZI is able to guard the second tier turret. Now they're 2 tiers to 0.
You're watching the Twitch stream.
Yeah,
it's early, Souldra. Well, it's late for you.
Yeah, I had to interact with the fans. You know, I'm a loving caster.
Are you modding while you're casting?
You know, only a few people can do it, and evidently I am not one of them. But StarHorn Royal Club, 5 kills onto UZI, 2 kills onto Insec.
Yeah,
they are
not good.
Very strong right now. Let's look at this dive again. I actually didn't see this dive. What an excellent
Zero starts it up with just a really nice hook, and he follows through the twisted hands. Kitties tries to block it out. Insect comes up big though. They're not getting away. Cataclysm in.
Yeah, the big thing about that was that Insect barely encompassed both of those champions, both players inside his Cataclysm, so he's able to grab the damage on both. You know, he got the dunk onto Youngsu and then was able to finish.
He's getting on to Kitties now too.
Oh my goodness!
Look at this. Zero is looking fantastic, and Kitties has got nowhere to go with Cola and Insect around there too.
Yeah, that's Kitties' 4th death. I mean,
Kitties has been way out of position though.
Right, and this dude, and he's gonna die as well.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
Kid. Zero says, I don't care about the tower, and I don't care about your living artillery. However, the flash comes in. Zero says we can still pick this one up. Uzi gets the lantern in, and this is going to be a dead Kog'Maw. They're just running the jungle at this point. 10 to 1 in kills. 6k gold lead Souldra. This is forcing the flash in mid from Zatai. They've got. Look at this. Insect doesn't even care. He just goes straight on in and picks himself a mop up.
I mean, yeah, he was
3-0-4 That is 4-0-4. Insect not found. He gets the Cataclysm off. Can he stay alive? No, he can't. IG gets the answer back, but at what cost?
Oh my goodness!
You liked that
the
one,
404 was that. The puns were strong in that one, but yeah, it
your
doesn't.
puns
in the
are
grand
inferior.
In the grand scope of things, that death doesn't really matter. You know, the shutdown gold is of course nice, but we have an 7.5k gold lead at 13 minutes, which is that's obnoxiously big. It really is very large. And at this point, given how well it's not like StarHorn Road Club scales badly either. So given how well SHRC is playing right now, I really don't see any quarter for them to come back into this game. I mean, just Kitties is not making smart decisions.
They've let the snowball turn into an avalanche.
Yeah, honestly, like this is just like so. not only has Kitty's, first of all, Kitty's made a really poor decision to flash over the wall right there, even when Zitai was coming around. Additionally, Kitty's has been lackluster in his map movements. He's been late on rotations. Zitai has been tilting so far.
In trouble.
Oh my
he's going
god,
to get the chase on
almost
Illusion,
it.
wants to come to the rescue. The ball's going to land. Oh, he shouldn't have been there at all. Insect going to help his team to another slice of 2 more kills, 2 and 13. It just keeps getting worse and worse right now for Invictus. Why are they making these decisions, Souldra?
10,000 gold at 14 minutes. This really isn't. This is annihilation.
Hey guys,
this
you know what we should do right now? We should just run right into the enemy team. I don't even know why
really
Illusion tried to
ugly.
get the save.
I think. I don't think IG cares anymore. They're probably just waiting for 20 minutes, in my honest opinion. Knowing
they can use the time to stall out and try to rethink this a little bit. But StarHorn, you're right. When they have a lead, they run with it. They get so aggressive, and it's working incredibly well right now because IG just keeps going out of position, and they're just fighting to stay even close to relevant. It's a massive lead, 14.5 minutes, and it's almost up to double digits.
That's the 3rd dragon of the game. No, that's the 2nd dragon of the game too. So
only the 2nd.
This game's about to go to almost 10,000 gold. Kid's about to die right now.
Yeah, Uzi going for Kid, and he's got way too much damage for him to deal with. Kid trying to kite it out. Kiddy's coming to the rescue, but he's already gone.
Oh, Kiddy's gonna die
Uzi
too.
gets the heal up. Cathian Surprise taking the health bar down. They might be able to. Yangsu's here. Uzi might have gone a little too far forward. Perfect streak comes to an end, but still, it's a consolation prize. He nearly went 2 for 1.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's not playing very seriously at this point in the game, and I don't think both these teams need to. It's obvious who's going to win. Really, I mean, the thing with StarHorn Road Class. So first of all, Invictus Gaming gave up a lot by deciding to put their dual lane into the top lane, right? And so not only did they give up the pressure, and have Kitty stay in the top lane with Kid, which is not a really good decision in the first place because Kid could have been zoning out by himself. But Kitty's went down to the middle lane to make a play, flashed over the wall, and died, despite helping and picking up a kill. And so he gave up first blood and a double kill to, I believe it was... No, he gave up a kill to UZI and the kill to the Evelyn. So
it's all been downhill from there, pretty much.
Yeah, and a kill to the Jargon 4. So really, it's all been downhill. Now we see Invictus Gaming relying on bush tactics, hide on bush tactics.
It's not, I mean, they're not even biting on this one. StarHorn's seen this all before too. At this point, they got the jungle completely captured on their own side, and Uzi is able to just about solo anyone on the map. He has amazing kill participation this game. And most of them have been a lot of his solo kills. There he goes, up to the top, and that's going to prompt Illusion to just run away as fast as he possibly can. And this tower is now being sieged up. Kid and Zitai coming to the rescue. Can they stop the relentless push? So far,
it does look like they will rotate to the bottom, to the top second tier turret.
They can't defend them all.
And, oh my goodness.
Oh, Insect going forward onto Kitties. Backs away.
Yeah, again, it really doesn't matter what Insect does. They are 11,000 gold ahead, and this game is just ugly now. It's really just not. It's not.
Well,
it's not a very
for dear life here. They're able to stand a few of these pushes, but they have to spend a lot of ultimates and things just to get it going. And Insect doesn't even care that the ward is causing him to take some damage because he just clears it away easily while the rest of the team pelts him. And it's kind of like they're throwing spit wads versus a machine gun that is Uzi as they take down top turret number 2. Looking for the mid right now, Zero going for the hookup. He finds Illusion, and they might be able to just burst him down. Maybe not. He gets away from that one, but still, pressure and the threat is consistently there. StarHorn with the 5-man looking unstoppable in this game.
Yeah, and people have often said that in the season 4 meta, Riot has really hit hit snowballing to an extent, and I think that for the most part that is true. But you do see that in 4.13, and this fight is going to go extremely badly. Nice flash.
Kid. He's got nowhere to go. Flash. He is stunned up for just a moment. Illusion around the side trying to stop some of the Insect. Whoa, that's going to be a lot of burst with the barrel, and it does manage to get cleaned up. Insect with the kill. Yangsu now near to fall. Kid's already down. It's only Zitai, and this is going to be the ace in just a moment.
God.
One more hit would have done it, but he's Zitai running for his life as he picks up Cola. Cola. Can he sustain? Can he survive? Corn's on the chase, and he laughs at the end. He gets out by the skin of his teeth.
It's because UZI ran directly into the... UZI actually flashed into the wall for that one. Oh my goodness, while he was channeling the culling. That was really funny. That was really funny. I think that deserves a little chuckle.
Yeah, I mean, they might have staved off death entirely, but still. That's another tower with the minions finishing it up in favor of StarHorn. It just seems more and more inevitable. But Invictus Gaming fights on.
Yeah. At least Ty didn't give away his double buffs. I mean, this guy's had double buffs for a large portion of this game, but wow. I mean, you saw right there the slight awkwardness of the composition. You have to wait for Insect to go in, and then you have to wait for Corn to use his crowd control, and then you have to wait, and then Cola has to wait for those two members, the jungler and the mid laner of SHRC, to blow their ultimates before he can use his explosive cast to try to clean up. If the enemies aren't low enough, then you create a situation where some people got
speaking of low enough, Kitty's in trouble. They're trying to answer on to Cola, and he's actually going to go down. Kid picking the kill up. Bit of mispositioning from StarHorn results in a death, and maybe then some. Zero going down to Zatai. Illusion on the chase with Insect. Flag and drags away. Uzi by himself. Twisted advance, but he's going to melt. Zatai's going down too. Uzi might as well just solo the whole team. He's finally going to fall down to Kitties, and that is still going to be a 3 for 2. It could have been a lot worse for StarHorn, but IG showing a glimmer of hope.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about that fight was that it was a 5v3, so that's not a huge indication. How that fight went is not a huge indication of where the game is exactly at right now. Fact of the matter is, the StarHorn Road Club is still 13,000 gold ahead.
Yeah, they got a little bit cocky though, and they definitely paid for it there.
20-minute mark.
Still, massive lead in their favor. You're right, 6 towers to none. And again, IG is just holding on very, very thinly right now. They have to stay alive and keep their outer ring of turrets, or rather their inhibitor turrets. And I'm surprised StarHorn hasn't gone for a Baron call. I know it's not early for Chinese standards. It's early for anybody else, but they really could have just bursted it down.
Besides the fact that no one on the side of StarHorn Road Club no one has a Blade of the Ruined King, which would significantly increase the speed at which StarHorn Road Club could burst down that Baron. It doesn't. I mean, StarHorn Road Club doesn't need Baron. Baron is when you sneak Baron once you want to get an advantage, right? An advantage over your opponents. But in this case, it would be more advantageous for Invictus Gaming for StarHorn Road Club to go for that Baron, just because of the potential throw it might usher in. So StarHorn Road Club, all they need to do is just go for the really easy objectives and keep taking turrets, keep taking kills, keep taking dragons, and that's all they need to do, because they're in firm control of this game, and really, it doesn't look like they're going to give anything up. They actually might try to regain control of this Baron right here, but...
Yeah, they could just bait it out. That's one option that they do have, and they're starting to clear it away with a couple of wards in the area. So, Invictus Gaming breathes a slight sigh of relief as they manage to take themselves a couple of kills in answer. StarHorn waiting in the wings, not allowing them to gain much of a footing, and Kitties has to be so careful here. Hope a ward might be worth his life. I don't know. That's F5 man from StarHorn, and they're still on the hunt for kills.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, what StarHorn should be doing is, fine, they could take this Baron, but they're opening themselves up to a Baron steal right here, and maybe if Illusion can make a miracle steal, then...
Well, it's technically a 50-50, but they're bursting it down way too quickly. Illusion doesn't even try for it in time, and he might go down after this one. Zero's going to find him out. Cola, and that's Uzi getting the kill credit. 13 and 2 on this Lucian. Insect leading up the chase, flag and drag into Kitties, and they're looking to make it more. There's going to be the Bra multi. Try and stall this one out. Tower being answered. First one for Invictus on the bot side as Yangsu was causing some havoc there, but still, the chase from StarHorn comes up big. They don't manage to get any other kills, but without Illusion available, this is a 5v3 for just a moment. Yangsu desperately trying to back. It might be less than a second. Zatai, he's low. Cataclysm. Here comes Kitties, but he might have just jumped to his death as he goes down to Uzi, and following him is Zatai. Kid trying to go out on the side, but he couldn't make an impact before he went down. I think this will be Souldra. This game is looking so over right now. StarHorn says end. They go for the first inhibitor, and that is 3 members down. Illusion and Yangsu there to defend. Can they stand it out? 23 minutes.
Corn still has a shockwave.
Yeah, he does.
So he can use that ultimate anytime.
And there's Youngsu. They're just going to focus on it immediately. He gets bursted down. What tank? I don't know about that one. Illusion trying to stay up through this. Goes back to Fountain. One Nexus turret falling. Two Nexus turrets about to fall. There it goes. Only the Nexus remaining. Insect and everybody are coming up big this game. Kitties, everyone's out the Fountain. StarHorn. Got to be careful, though. They might get taken low. Oh, IG. There's the ball. That's what they're looking for. And this is going to be the game over in just a second. First game goes to StarHorn Royal Club in this best of 3.
20,000 gold lead at 23 minutes into the game. 24 minutes, actually. What a game from StarHorn Royal Club. And I really think that, I don't think for Invictus Gaming, there weren't that many flaws. It was just flaws in general gameplay, and there weren't that many flaws in overall decision making. Really, it was just a few early game mistakes, and then by the time it got to 7,000 gold, I really do think it was just the members of Invictus Gaming not taking the game very seriously, just going on till and repeatedly getting caught out, giving up objectives for free. So, well played for StarHorn Royal Club, and I hope I see a much more inspired performance from the men of Invictus in this game number 2. So we'll be back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We have had ourselves a bit of a break, but we're getting ready to get into the second set of the Demacia Cup Round 16. Yeah, here we go, Souldra. It's going to be the one everyone's been waiting for, Invictus Gaming, who came off a hot 2-0. By the way, for those of you who didn't watch the results of NEST, sorry, spoiler alert, and they're going to be taking on StarHorn Royal Club, so it's just like an LPL match. Here we go, pick some bands, starting up, no nonsense.
Yeah, and I mean, in spot of the Chinese delegation to the Season 4 World Championships. So, really, this game does signify a lot and should hold our... Yeah, it is a really big preview
for that. Now you can see that they're very specific bands coming out of Invictus. The Fizz looks weird, and then you remember, oh yeah, didn't Corner Cola play that recently? And yeah, then they had to take away Insect's champions as well. Rengar and Lee Sin both taken away. Whereas everything else has been focused pretty much on the mid lane, and that's sort of a futile effort against somebody that has a chance as big as a tie.
Yeah, and Invictus Gaming is coming off a 1-1 split in the LPL with Team World Elite. In fact, both of those games... Yeah, I know.
Okay, they're taking a bite out of it.
In fact, both of those games were actually quite dominating by both teams. StarHorn Royal Club actually pulled a surprise 2-0 over OMG. And one of those games featured a really controversial bug that has stirred up some discussion because there was a ward in the Baron pit, and that was not spotted out by a pink ward that clearly should have detected that a green trinket had been placed there. So had the pink ward spotted that ward out, then OMG would not have made some certain decisions. But StarHorn Royal Club did 2-0 OMG, which is an achievement in itself. But it doesn't look like Youngsu is going to play that Maokai, which he has so desperately wanted to pick in the past few weeks. But a lot of teams haven't been giving it to him. So let's see how Youngsu does with this new, really popular pick in the LPL.
Cola is going to play Gragas this time. We'll see how that matchup shakes out. Kind of like they're both a really similar champion. They're both melee that have some ranged abilities. They both tend to like these brawly...
This is a really interesting set because it does illuminate... The general consensus among Chinese LPL experts is that EDG, Edward Gaming, and OMG, the two teams at the top of the table, are going to meet the Season 4 World Championships, are going to qualify. Now, the real question is who that third team is going to be. People have said IG, people have said Invictus Gaming, people have said StarHorn World Club, people have claimed that World Elite will once again regain its form and make the Season 4 World Championships, but the fact of the matter is that no one really knows. So besides this being a matchup for, a really good, a solid LPL professional league matchup that is for, a spot in the next round of the Demacia Cup, this might be a preview of things to come, I'm very confident that we will see these teams at the Chinese regionals duking it out for that final spot, if not for the second
style fights. And do you think this means that the 1v1 is going to happen in the top lane, or they go for a swap somewhere? Because he loves to take the 2v2. He's very confident in his ability to play it out.
I do believe both teams will be very confident in going to this 2v2. Maokai and Gragas, despite the fact I think both champions do well, it is a skill matchup. I've seen both Maokai and Gragas win that particular lane. However, both of these teams are doing very well. You do have to wonder, however, if you're a member of StarHorn World Club, whether you want to try to neutralize Illusion. Now, the story about Illusion is that, he's been a very good player. He's been actually quite good for the past 2 weeks. His jungle pathing has been insane. He started playing a lot of Skarner in the past before Skarner got nerfed in this patch. And now he's playing a lot of Lee Sin, he's playing Evelyn. So, because of how good Illusion has been playing, you really do have to wonder if you want to 2v1. Because if you do 2v1,